Hi, good day, good afternoon, or good evening. It all depends on where you are in the world. How's everybody? Give yourself a hug, a kiss. Always show yourself some care, love, however you want to call it or express it. Give it to yourself first, and then let's share it out to our audience here, who's watching or who will be watching. This is uh, something that I've been studying for years, on and off. I'm not an adept in any words of this study, but it was revealed to me years ago. This is way back in how should we say, the about the early to mid 90s, uh, and so I've always been aware of the so-called days and months of the year since these studies way back when. And I'd like to share some of this information or some of this exposure, what's been exposed to me, to some of you, with some of you. And it's not for everybody. I don't expect it to be for everyone. And you take from it at what you will. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to touch on this month we're in called January. And of course, y'all know, most of the people know we're in the Gregorian calendar. There was, at a time, we were in the Julian calendar. Now we're in Gregorian calendar. And so this is what we are taught. And I'm going to read something to you that I got from Google. And you have to always look at any place you get any information from, look at it with a grain of salt, because you may have things in there that may be not always correct, or some things may have been changed or altered. Always have an open mind to understand that these things do happen, specifically in this age of digital information. Okay, so I'm going to read something, and I'm going to leave the link in the description so y'all can go and look it up yourself. But always don't stop at the internet. Don't stop at Google. Don't even stop at books. I mean, as I said, you can go to libraries, you can go to newspapers, magazines, and you always reside the Lord within yourself. That's the biggest place to go to when you sit down and listen, really listen, and knowledge will come to you. Not always the same day you're looking for it, but it will come. And the question, whatever you ask the universe, and you really want to know something, it's going to be revealed to you, whether you understand it, overstand it, understand it, or outstand it. All these things, it's going to be revealed to you, even whether you know what you're looking at or not. It's going to be looking at you right in your face, and you won't even see it because you're not ready for it yet. You're not ready to see it yet. That's the best way I could explain it. Anyway, let me go read this here. We're going to read about the god Janus, which this month is taken from January. All right, so I got my notes here, so I'm looking down. So don't mind that. Just pay attention to, what I'm expressing to you, sharing with you. All right, Janus, two-faced Roman god. As the god of transitions and dualities, Janus is portrayed with two faces, one facing the past and one facing the future. He also holds a key in his right hand, which symbolizes his protection of doors, gates, thresholds, and other separations or openings between spatial boundaries. In ancient Rome, the symbol of the key also signified that a traveler has come to find safe harbor or trade goods in peace. Janus was known as the initiator of human life, transformations between stages of life, and shifts from one historical era to another. Ancient Romans believed Janus ruled over life events such as weddings, births, and deaths. He oversaw seasonal events such as planting, harvest, seasonal changes, and the new year. According to Roman mythology, Janus was present at the beginning of the world. As the god of gates, Janus guarded the gates of heaven and held access to heaven and other gods. For this reason, Janus was often invoked first in ancient Roman religious ceremonies. And during public sacrifices, offerings were given to Janus before any other deity. In fact, there is evidence that Janus was worshipped long before many of the other Roman gods, dating all the way back to the time of Romulus, the founder and first ruler of Rome. Okay, so when y'all say, when you usher in this month as your new year, know that this is who you're giving your homage to. Janus, the two-faced god. And also somewhere in history, this god is also referred to as a king. So go do your due diligence, your own research, and discover what we haven't been taught. Like I said, I was led to this years ago, way back in the, like I said, early 90s, mid 90s. This was opened up to me, and you can hardly talk to anybody about it because, as you say, most people think you're cuckoo. But not so much anymore because a lot of people are becoming into their awareness now. Okay, and there's a saying called "ignorance of the law is no excuse." We're told that through this by this system that you don't know the law, you don't get no passes. Ain't no excuse for you not knowing the law. Then we're not taught the law. But as I said, if you listen to yourself and as you listen to people around you, those who are supposed to be studied in these things, you pick up little information from them. You pick up little pieces of things, little pieces of the puzzles. This puzzle, I don't know how it look, but everybody be talking about a puzzle. So let's just say we pick up little pieces of information or what we think is knowledge, what we think is going to lead us to some kind of sense of what our lives are about. So in saying that, so law, according to what I was been exposed to, law is an anagram for land, air, and water. Right in front of our faces, right? So what they always say, hidden in plain sight. So we've kept away from our knowledge of knowing ourselves. And so yeah, we're a part of the land, we're part of the air, we're part of the water. Our bodies are made up of all of these elements. So that's a law that we've been kept away from. But we are a part of this law. So once you start to break it down like that, you say, oh shoots, ignorance of the law is ignorance of self. So I'm not going to keep y'all. Just wanted to share that with y'all, just to be more mindful of what you're celebrating. And that's basically it. So with that said, take care of yourselves. Keep learning. Keep becoming aware of what's happening around you, inside of you, and do the best you can, okay? To no longer be ignorant of the law, because ignorance only means to ignore. And I'm going to do another thing because I can't stand words. I told my children long ago that there may come a time where we're not going to even be using words anymore, because words are very limiting, and we have been taught to speak incorrectly anyway with these words. We think we know what we're talking about, and as I said on other videos, we don't. We're using things that were taught to us, and it may not always be the best for us. So with that said, I don't want to depress y'all. Take care of yourselves. This is VBeautiful. I would probably put some of this on TikTok, maybe, I'm not sure, but it was going to be on YouTube. And with that said, enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, or evening. Take care of yourselves. If you think this is something that this helped you a little bit or open your eyes a little bit, you know what? You can like it. It's going to cost you a little bit of energy. Everything we do costs us energy, so it may not cost you cash, but it's going to cost you a little bit of energy. Okay. Take care.